no sign of him, my lord.
Bring him to me. I must be the one to kill Harry Potter. The boy who lived, come to die.
You gotta know how this feels. You don't know how it feels. Your parents are dead. You have no family.